Hello, Shots Fired Offline. My name is Batchy and rocking the Shots Fired merchandise, of course. And today I will be running Meat Grinder for you guys. It is a run and gun type FPS, and I'm really excited to show it off. So, we're just gonna get into it. Well, I'm not. Okay, I lied. I'm not excited to show it off. It kind of fucking pisses me off now. But regardless, we're going to showcase this run anyways for you guys, so enjoy. So time's gonna start after this load screen, so now. And so yeah, so this is any percent geared, which means that it's basically new game plus, and I'm already fucking up, but basically, and because it's new game plus, we get access to the dual miniguns, which is a huge time save for the run, because now we basically get to boost ourselves like we're playing a Halo, like basically we're playing a indie TF2. That's the game I'm thinking of. So yeah, so this first section is pretty easy, though there are some strategies to it. So as you can see, the main movement tech, because it's not too complicated, is shoot behind you whenever you can, and whenever you can't, because the guns have a cooldown, you have to grapple to the nearest car that you can. And so the strategy to grappling onto cars is you want to grapple onto them and towards the edge, and then also immediately ungrapple, so it still pushes you, but you still have some movement that you can use. So we're coming up on the first boss. So this is the Hummer, and it's also where our first death warp is. So we have to wait a couple seconds, and now. And then we just spam with as many things. We didn't get the death warp, but if we just restart the level, it'll go to the next checkpoint. It saves around like 15-20 seconds than just surviving it, because then just living through it. So now we're in the biker area. Since we're playing on the easiest difficulty, we don't have to worry about any dying from these enemies. Basically, the only thing we have to worry about is specific obstacles that are in the air. I'll try showing them off when I get to it. So here, there's a couple other movement tech things that I want to discuss. So we're already I guess I can show this. So since we're so far ahead of the thing, you can see the cars load. When you're playing this game casually, you don't necessarily see that, but you can see cars coming up, and that's just because we're going so fast, which when that happens, it's a good thing. Though it has led me to potential soft locks when grinding for world record. So now we are just going to be grinding through here. We're going to be meat grinding, you could say. So those like metal bars in the air, like that one right there, that's the those are things that can kill you, and they kill your run. If I die, I'm just going to go to last checkpoint, but if I don't, then we'll be fine. So again, we're so ahead of schedule that we're of the car schedules that we are zooming by these mofos. So this is a bit of a way to see how fast you're going. You can see those bikers in the back throwing bombs at these explosive cars. If they're doing that and they're behind you, you're going fast. And since we were so fast, they were way behind us. And so since we might be in an awkward position. Oh, no, we're good. So the cars just took way too long to spawn in, basically. So here we're gonna be just zooming through these. This is where like RNG really comes into play for the run. I'm surprised I didn't die there. I'm gonna die here. Okay, we're just gonna take the few seconds lost just to survive that. So RNG is like those like little trucks that you see that are moving, like that one right there, that yellow thing. That's RNG with like on which way that they aim their little trucks, their little cargo packages. So so you basically just have to hope that they don't get in your way. Otherwise, you basically might as well reset, because the run is pretty optimized. And in order to get a good time, so much has to go perfectly. So we're about to enter Jimmy, which sounded weird, but basically we're gonna I messed it up, but we're gonna boost ourselves as high as we can, and then this is Jimmy. Everyone say hello to Jimmy. And we're inside him now. He's eaten us, but if we can just get to the other side as fast as possible, we should be good. Alright, this is like my least favorite split in the entire run, so bear with me here. I kind of suck at it. So yeah, we just have to get to the other end, and since it's New Game Plus, we don't have to, we're just gonna shoot the thing, and it should blow up. We just need to blow that up, but again, most inconsistent part of the run. So now we've blown up Jimmy, and now we're in the train section. I goofed that up. Alright, so now we're just trying to zoom all the way to the other side as fast as we possibly can. Because there's going to be a bit of an auto-scroller coming up, so all the major time save in this section is from this section. I guess it's a good time to, actually no, later will be a good time to talk about that. So yeah, we're in the chapter Hello Jimmy again, and then we just have to get to the front of the left train. The front of the frontmost left train in order to hit a specific trigger. That blue box is good. That means that you're not soft locked, because sometimes it'll happen if you don't stay in the middle. You might that purple box might not show up, and then the next section won't play out. So you hear the dialogue, that does mean that we hit a trigger, and then we're just going to be spending the next minute and a half, or like 2 minutes, doing this. Basically, we're just going to be speeding here, and you're about to see a good friend of ours. Everyone say hello Jimmy again. He is back. He is not dead yet. Hopefully soon, though. So yeah, we're just chilling here. There's nothing special going on. If this was an online run, I would have talked to chat or something, like talked to chat about something like that, but I can't. So what are we gonna do about it? But we are waiting for a specific thing that I can talk about real quick. We are waiting for the environment to change. Normally I'd use my splits to be able to tell this, but I kinda can't. What? I guess it worked? We're about to find out. No! Marathon luck is real, everyone. I'm sorry. I don't know how I died there. What? I guess I'll explain. Oh, I think I know why. So look, if you look in the bottom in the HUD, you'll see that there's a heart rate monitor for the character. Good old meat grinder man. There's HP, and then there's slow motion. We don't use the slow motion in the run whatsoever. It does not. If it wasn't obvious, it doesn't save time. And I just lost. I wasn't paying attention. If it wasn't obvious, it doesn't save time. So we just don't use it. But that heart rate monitor is actually very important. Because if we run out of heart rate, then, which I'm actually really close to doing. Why is that happening? I'm so confused. Hopefully I don't go over estimate. That was so weird. But that heart rate monitor is supposed to prevent, basically you have to keep that as a certain limit, otherwise you'll start losing health, and we don't want to die. I've never died to no heart rate though. That's weird. Marathon luck really screwed me over, even if it's offline. That's crazy. Alright, we're gonna try that one more time. It's basically the only way to get through this area fast. So yeah, we're just gonna be zooming through, making sure nothing goes wrong. Yeah, that was weird. So that's yeah, that health rate thing, it really doesn't matter, but for some reason it's mattering now. So we're waiting for, I guess I'll get back to what I was talking about. We're waiting for the environment color to change. If you hear roaring in the background, that's Jimmy's attacks. You just can't really see them. And once it gets to like 8 roars, I haven't been counting. I don't really count. We're going to restart checkpoint. And so, should be coming up soon. Yeah, I got nothing to talk about. Alright, there we go. So restart level, and that takes us to the tunnels. These tunnels are the best and worst part of the run. If all goes well, it's the best part of the run, but if all goes bad, it's the worst part. So here we're just going to be zooming through, and this is a good time to explain these red barrel looking things on the trains. You've seen them on the cars as well, but basically if you shoot those, it slows down the game. So we want to avoid shooting that, like blow them up. It slows down the game, and that obviously loses time when that happens. We're going for a baller strat. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, so we also don't want to hit those. Yeah, let's just do that. Play it a little safe, because we've died how many times? 3 times already. And they weren't even intentional deaths. There's only like 1 intended death in this run, and it's at the beginning, and I missed it, which costed me a few seconds. It's technically a checkpoint warp. We did 2 in the run, and that's the last 2 in the run. But we're just gonna see how this goes for the rest of it. We were coming up to the end of it. But yeah, so those barrels, I'll shoot one just to show it off. Yeah, you can see it slightly slows down the game, and that's bad when that happens. So now we're just zooming across these trains. One thing to note is that these trains like to crash into each other, and you're about to see it happen. Or not, okay. And I also... Oh, there it is. And that can kill you. If we go fast enough, it won't kill us, but I keep screwing up the miniguns this run because I'm not fully paying attention. It's also been a minute since I've ran this game. I was gonna practice for shots fired, but now that shots fired offline is happening, which is pretty hype. This is what I'm doing instead. Alright, so now we're coming up on the next boss in the run. This is the hardest boss in the game. So, bear with me, there might actually be a few deaths here. So we're gonna stay towards the left, and then we're gonna come up on a new area, if you see that. Alright, and now here we're going to want to actually slow ourselves down, because otherwise this boss fight will kill us. So now we have to blow up these cannons, and then blow up the train after. And then do it again. If I can hit my shots. Alright, we got it. And now, just for one, this is the longest, most health one. And now we just do that. So the shotguns are actually a very good weapon for bosses and stuff like that. And it does a lot of quick damage, and it does a lot of like fast damage. So it's useful to have for boss fights. You saw me use it in the first boss fight too. I keep messing that up. That might actually mess up the next trick. I might actually have... No, we're fine. Alright, so here's highway skip. So this is a very precise skip because there's a potential soft lock. If it does happen, then I'll just skip to the next level. The soft lock happens right at the end. So we're basically going so fast that the trucks don't load in fast enough. And then the cargo plane's coming up, and we have to get on a certain cart to get on there, and we're already there. Soft lock did not happen. That is very good. And now we're going into the cargo plane into the next area. But yeah, cargo skip, highway skip, I'll explain real quick. You're going so fast that the cars behind are zooming past you, and you go so fast you skip basically the entire chapter in seconds. And then the potential soft lock is you go so fast that the plane doesn't load when the thing loads. But yeah, so we're gonna kill all these guys, and then this is when the fun happens. We're just gonna we're gonna minigun ourselves to the other side. And now we're on the plane that we need to be on, because this is, and then we're just gonna kill all these guys. I don't think it's required, but I do it anyways, because what else are you gonna do during this time? There's enough downtime to let you do it. And then something's gonna spawn, this plane over here. It's gonna direct our camera, but I was already looking in that direction, so it doesn't really matter. And now we're on to the final... Not really. This is the end of Act 2. I don't know why I said final. The final level of Act 2, that's a better way to say it. So here we just have to zoom ourselves as far down as possible and as fast as possible. We're gonna try to hit this. There we go. So yeah, this is probably the biggest time loss in the run if you don't do it well. And I tend to not do it well. If I can hit it. Nope, okay. Well, we're cooked. We might actually die. Nope, we got it. So yeah, we're basically just gliding down and we have to get into this little cargo bay, which isn't being too treating us kindly right now. I legitimately hate this section. This is probably like my least favorite part of the run, because it's just really imprecise to get to the thing. The miniguns and the first-person shooting aiming just doesn't work well together. And now we're coming up to, so that's the end of Act 2, and we're coming to Act 3, the newest act in the game, and sometimes the least stable. But so we're in like a 2-minute like a 2.5-minute auto scroller. So we're gonna go up here, and since we don't want to actually play the game, because speedrunners skip instead of playing the game, we're gonna glide up here, grapple, and try to get out of bounds onto that platform over there. And basically it'll let us just hang out while all of that stuff happens and we don't die. These two guys don't have AI, so it's really fun just to goof around with them. You can do whatever you want to them. Just don't shoot them and not finish the job, because otherwise you will lose time, because it slows down for some reason. I'm not too sure why. But regardless, we make it work. Yeah, there's not much to say here. I've discussed pretty much everything that there is to the run that's interesting. This last act is basically more of the same, but you'll see what happens later. I don't want to spoil the game that nobody plays and nobody runs. The water does rise, but doesn't actually mean anything. Again, I don't understand. You can see that helicopter over there. That's what we have to wait for. I'm gonna kill this guy. And this guy. I don't like them. They smell bad. So we're just gonna goof around again. There's not much to this. We can fly. That's probably the most fun part of this section. I'm trying to fill this up with commentary, but there really is nothing to this. It's actually just... I wish that there was a skip that just skipped this section, but there's not really any tools that can help us with that, and also, game sucks. It's not... I guess I could say that I do like this game. There's a reason I did speedrun it. But there isn't really much to... Oh no! That was almost bad. There isn't really much to it. It's kind of replayable in terms of speedrunning, but other than that, it's not really replayable at all. But that's the section. Now we're on to the plane section. Weirdly enough, I've reset more to here than anywhere in the run. But it's pretty much more of the same. We're just zooming across the planes as fast as we can. We can die later on, but right now we're it's pretty harmless. But yeah, these planes have a really weird hitbox though. Like, you can hit them in the weirdest of spots and it'll hit, but then you hit them where you think you would hit. Like, look at that. That's weird. But then you hit it where you think it'll hit, but it just doesn't. I don't really like this section. Act 3 is kind of a dud. So I'm hoping that if Act 4 comes out within the next like 6 months, when I'm vaguely interested in running this game more, like they make a better section, because it's so bland. It's a good game. It's a fun, like, turn your brain off type game. until you're speedrunning it, then you get stressed out over the stupidest shit. Pardon my French. Oh no. So something like this can happen where just rocket launchers from enemies just combo you, and you could stay up in the air for minutes at a time, and the only way down is to shoot your way down, and then you lose time. It's actually awful. That was weird. My mouse just disconnected. What is this marathon luck, dude? Oh, I see what it is. My Norton free trial ended. You can't see it on screen, but I can see it. I guess I'm gonna be looking at that for the rest of the run. This is my first marathon, and it's an offline marathon, so but it still means something. But so much has already gone wrong. Marathon luck is real, everyone. I'm sorry. If you thought it was fake and runners just suck at their games when they're not constantly resetting, you'd be correct. But it is definitely a different environment that you're in, because it's not like you're in like an environment where you have no reset, but it doesn't mean much because you can do a run after, because you kind of can't. So this is the city section, and what? That can happen, apparently. Don't hit the buildings, because the buildings will kill you. We're still on pace for... That was weird, though. I've never died like that. I almost died again, though. So yeah, don't be too low to hit the buildings, but don't be too high that things just get annoying. And when I say buildings, I mean only some of them, because some buildings just... like buildings that fall over don't have collision, so you can just kind of fly into them and it won't mean anything. Like, look at this. Oh, I went past it. You could just fly through it though. If I didn't die earlier, I could have shown it off. But as long as I don't die again, we should be on pace to be underestimate. Oh no! Oh god! The clutch. So the early, I guess, yep, showing off. It doesn't actually kill you. It'll at most do a little damage, but we're on easy mode. Damage means nothing. And now we're just gonna fly. I don't think that kills you, but I'm not gonna risk it. So now we're coming towards the end of the run. We just have to fly as far as we can. I guess I'll get my thank yous out of the way. Shoutouts to Meta and Diggity for their Meta. I don't know if Diggity's done shots fired runs, but Meta definitely has. And if it weren't for him and Diggity's like times when I got interested in trying to like speedrun this game, then I wouldn't have started running this game. I wouldn't have gotten world record and grinded for it. Shoutouts to Matt for finding a workaround to the fact that this can't be an online event this time. Though that's the case, it's still very fun, and my time's almost up. But it's still a very interesting experience. I got to see what a marathon's like in some sort of capacity. Even if it's not the online capacity, and I hope that what? Oh my god, that's crazy. Okay, don't get distracted, runners. Anyways, even though I wasn't able to pull off an online capacity, it still is pretty fun. I wouldn't have been able to experience something like this if it weren't for that. I guess one good note about this run being offline is I'm definitely going over estimate. I'm just gonna submit this run to the thing. Since it's offline, no one has strict timings, so we should be fine. But worst case, it's gonna be like a 26 minute run, so it's not too bad. But yeah, who else should I shout out? I guess I'll shout out my friend Andy, who has gotten me, who's like just been a good friend and supported me through speedrunning and YouTube videos and stuff like that. If it weren't for him, I probably wouldn't be pursuing speedrunning or a marathon. So, yeah. Yeah, and the time is coming up. We might actually get under estimate. If I do, that'd be pretty awesome. We are. Okay, let's go. And time when you lose control. That's it. That's Meat Grinder. Thank you so much for watching this Shots Fired Offline, my run at least. This was pretty fun, actually explaining my knowledge of this obscure game. Hopefully, next marathon, I'm gonna actually have an actual speed game that isn't something that nobody runs, something actually competitive. I'm gonna try learning Dead Space Remake after this. So yeah, but thank you so much for joining me in Meat Grinder in Shots Fired Offline. It was a very fun experience, and yeah, on to the next runner.